Welcome back, everybody. It's the Aren't You Glad I Said It podcast. We're your host. I am Brandon. I'm here joined by Steph, DJ, and the master of Will.
Yes,
All right.
yes.
We're all here. We're going to get into the topics. I probably need to grab these. Definitely forgot about that. I put on my glasses, gentlemen. I'm in the announcer. Well, I'm trying to get with you. I was like, man, it sounds much different. But yeah, so man, we're here, third episode. Thank you for everybody who's already showed support in the first two videos. We want to definitely
appreciate it. Absolutely.
Yes, thank you,
guys.
Please keep on engaging us in the comment section. We're trying to get to all the comments, because we appreciate the feedback from everybody on this one, and we're definitely gonna be more active on that one too. And so appreciate you guys for rocking with us, and we're gonna keep it coming every week for you guys. So
stay tuned in.
Definitely here at the Aren't You Glad I Said It podcast. And if you haven't done so already, like, comment, and subscribe. Just hit that subscribe button right now. Let me give y'all 3 seconds. Okay, we good. So we're gonna hop right into it, gentlemen. We got some good topics lined up today. We're gonna talk about image. Image is like the big topic going on right now, I think, all over social media and other platforms. So I think, let's do our audience the favor of, bringing these topics to light a little bit too, and, fleshing these out. Right. And so the first question we're going to deal with here, is there a different value of image for men and women?
It's a good question just because I think it varies. Obviously, image is really big for men in selecting their partners. Nobody, as a man, nobody really wants a woman who is not beautiful for the most part. Image for women, I feel like they find beauty in a lot of things. I feel like that's women's gift. So I think that it's not always like, oh well, he's physically ugly, so he's ugly. They find, oh well, his personality's good. He has money.
Right, he's tall. He's short.
Let me stop. I think it does vary though.
Don't stop. Those are some good points. I was rolling with
successful.
You. Yeah. Don't slow down. I thought he was on the money. I would have gave you a new set of wheels if I thought something was off.
They definitely can find it in anything. It could just be someone's driven, someone's confidence, the way they carry themselves, the family in which they came from, so their education level.
Yeah.
Whereas I can definitely see it's a different standard for men. It tends to be a lot more shallow for the most part, or probably not even for themselves, but just what people's friends and when they get in the social groups, what people will feel most comfortable with is whatever that this fake woman that doesn't really exist. Like, she has the perfect body, extremely intelligent. She dresses sexy, but she's not a hoe. She's so many. It's like a fake woman who does not really truly exist.
Yeah.
No, I think that's super important. What about you, DJ?
Yeah, I would say it's definitely vocalized a lot more on the women's part. I think that for men, it's more of an unspoken thing. It's like Stefan said, is women find value in more than just the exterior, more so than men, I feel like. So it's unspoken with men. It's like other things that are driving the attraction, the allure. Whereas with men, I think that's higher on the scale of factors that you're looking at.
Shallow, like Will said.
What's that?
Shallow, like Will said, right? That's what we are.
You said me?
That's what we are.
I don't know if I would call it shallow. I would say it's different tastes, right? Somebody might like impressionist. Somebody might like abstract, right? It's a preference. Both are image, based, but image driven. But you have your preference on what it is appeals to you more. Both might look nice to you, but it might be one you might lean towards versus the other. I think I would tackle it just a little different. Just because, like, is there a different value of image for men and women? I would say I agree with all the points you guys made for sure, but I would like approach it thinking like, are we talking about how the world perceives men and women, like how the media portrays men and women? You know what I mean? Because I'm thinking of how, like, if I watch a movie or watch like your favorite musician, how is the world putting these women out there? And I think they actually would support exactly what we said already. Is
That's
that
what I thought.
That's the context that I was.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah,
speaking
okay,
from.
okay,
I was
exactly.
like, is that how I like?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Like,
Okay.
Speaking, I'm speaking from that perspective.
Right.
All right, yeah, awesome. Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. Is like, the whole image I feel like that's out there for them. I don't know if it's necessarily just men choosing this, but this is the image I feel like we're getting back. And even now, I see some women seem to be championing these things as well, versus men having to pick up that torch. Like, women have grabbed the torch almost in some instances, and it's like, yo, y'all sit down. I'm gonna run with this, and so, and almost a little too far. But no, I definitely think there's this difference, in how we're valued, especially when it comes to image. But with that being said, is social media placing too high of a value on image in modern society?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, the ease of access that you have to, to see pictures, to see videos, to see, fashion. I mean, it's too easy. Like, I mean, if you look back at before technology, how you would go about introducing or meeting someone, it's changed drastically. Like, maybe a relative or someone or a friend says, "Oh, I know someone who's looking to get married, or looking for someone," then they might have to send mail, or like it would just be
It's a little
flowers.
different. Right.
It would be a completely different thing, and
Absolutely.
especially how hard it would be to connect. You're probably not going to be as sensitive to the aesthetics as much. I think. I mean, I think that might play a role in how that how people will determine what they're looking for. But I think social media is playing a major role in that.
I think social media is definitely playing a high value on the image in modern society, just because of what it presents, which is to me a platform in which people get to doctor themselves up, take the best angles and violent photos, use all different sorts of filters, and capture themselves with their very best outfit on, which is everything's hanging perfectly. They could go on they can only post pictures when they go on vacations, and while on that vacation they could take a million pictures and then post them as the months go on, as if they're taking more trips than they're actually doing, or take pictures with people who they don't really know, but they just so happen to be around them because it just looks better for their image. And it's like people get to create a whole different persona in which a lot of times it's not real at all. But the social media allows you to even speak from a place in which you wouldn't even normally speak from. Where people will call you out, like, "Whoa, where is this coming from? Watch your mouth, for starters." Second of all, like, this is not from you. This is something that you copy and pasted, and now you're using it as your voice. This is weird.
Right.
But yeah, I definitely do think that it's changing things.
Yeah, I'm gonna third co-sign that. If you just look at the media outlets, Twitter, Instagram, even Facebook, it's what I'm gonna piggyback off of what Will just said. It's kind of a false facade because it's just that image captured in that moment, and then even in that moment, we're not even sure if that person is feeling that level of happiness. It could be just for the flick. So who knows what happens right after that flick? You could have just got into a fight. You could have just got robbed. So it's just like it's a false facade. And Instagram is perpetuating this way, way, way too much because I think people have now an image of what they're supposed to look like, and they have to try to live up to what they're supposed to look like. So like, it just makes things tough for people's self-esteem. I really don't knock anybody who's not on social media. I feel like you have a great deal of self-esteem already. If you're not on it. So yeah, I think that the media outlets is it's just perpetuating this facade, and people are just falling right into this.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's like a yes. I think it's definitely placing a really high. I would say too high. The words that specifically they were using the question too high for sure, because I think we've gotten to a point now where people have lost themselves. It's a complete loss of who you are. Even like the Instagram thing, the first thing I always think of is like, this is like a fake name. So everyone's like a kind of a celebrity, right? And I'm not taking anything away from anybody who likes that feeling of it. And that's great because I think it has a bring people together aspect, right? Social media overall, it really does bring people together. But I feel like it really does start warping people. I hate like scrolling through my timeline and see so many nice women, and they might have like filtered to where they're blurred themselves out of existence almost. And it's like, man, and this goes back to like kind of the first question, right? Men don't post any pictures with filters. At least none that I've seen. If y'all see men posting with filters,
I mean, I don't, but I've seen some dudes who it's not a
not
high
as popular
level.
though, we can
Right,
say. Okay,
right.
I got you. So like, I mean, I just feel like it's like we're in love with a false reality. I remember when filters back in the day used to be like you would black and white it and you would put sepia on it, right? Make it brown or you make it black and white. Now it's like all this other stuff and that's cool tricks and stuff, but like when your regular profile picture is just like a smoothed out version of who you actually are from like the best angle, and it's just like, I mean, I do what you feel makes you feel good, but I think it's pushing the meter higher, and like kind of what we talked about last week. It's like when we were talking about buying nice things or wanting nice things or living above our means. I think this kind of feeds into that. Like, right, it makes you want things that you can't actually have, and then once you can't get those, it creates what Will brought up. Like you feel bad about it, and you want that instant gratification. I think it was Will or DJ. One of y'all had mentioned that comment.
So what I would like to jump in though, just because you had said just a lot of people have like a name that's not their name. Just to go off of that though, what I do see, my name on social media is Master of Will, which my name is Will either way. But I also, one benefit that I can see from it though is that social media, it gives people a platform to be able to brand themselves.
Absolutely.
So this is something that's very different that we haven't seen in the past, where so many people now we're seeing are becoming business owners. So even while it's something that people tend to get carried away with, it's one of those things that it can be as good or as bad as how you decide to use it and what you make of it. Because
absolutely.
You could not be. Some people, they get on there and they just come on their health kick all the time, and this might not actually be them. Right. But what it does do also, let's not forget that there's people who tune into these pages who only see a health guru and someone who's physically fit in the gym all the time, and it motivates and inspires them. That's or someone can see someone who's always going on trips and looking successful and doing these things, and it might give them the extra kick to just go out there, get the job, get the career, go work hard for the house and the car that they want, and just do different things to try and better themselves. So it can be used for bad, it can be used for good. It's just a matter of what that person wants to get out of it, I think, at the end of the day.
Right, and that's why I had put in there, like, I think it's a great thing, ultimately. I think it ultimately can do more good than harm, but I think the image side of it, what we happen to be talking about, just, it's overinflating that.
Yeah, it's something to take with a grain of salt. Like you said, people can be inspired. People can definitely be inspired. Yeah. But it's like you said, it's like I just said, it's something you could take with a grain of salt, because I know it's it's so many, it's millions of users on these platforms and social media outlets, and what they see, like some people's body types are way different than a certain users, and that can influence them to get cosmetic surgery, which I really don't condone. I feel like you can be the best you can be, and just work out. Some people say, "Oh well, that doesn't work. Maybe you're not working hard enough." I, but then again, you're still comparing yourself to somebody else's body. That's not you.
Right.
So
Forgetting who you are.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought the positive out on the positive point up about how people put their social medias up like that, because I mean clearly there is a negative aspect, and I think that's how it initially started. Um, you know, I think that's what's getting kind of publicized more so. What is this image coming to the people who are trying to embody and put put out there for other people, but there is a benefit to that. Perhaps someone who's using a filter or changing how they're looking on their social media is doing this because that is what they aspire to be. Maybe it's not what they are currently, but that's what their goal is. And they're working to that. You don't
Absolutely.
know what's going on behind the scenes, but there is a positive aspect of it. So that's good. That's good to mention.
So with that said, do you guys think there is still a sense of self-hate regarding image and black culture? Like, do you think social media is like tied into that?
I feel like it's changing. If you go back, like even to the '90s, I feel like there were a high level of men and women getting like perms. I don't really see that nowadays. It's I feel like natural looks are becoming more condoned. So I think that this is changing little by little, and there's like a sense of like black empowerment for naturalness. So I mean, hairstyles that we're wearing today, when we came to the area of Niagara Falls, were not accepted.
That's
Um,
very true.
yeah, so
Even
if you go back 10 years ago,
yeah,
it wasn't like this.
I remember I cut my locks off when I was younger because I was tired of going through everything. People like kids like teasing, people pulling my hair. It's just like, yo, this is too much. Let me just cut it off and just get rid of it. I obviously eventually grew it back and got the braids and then cut that off. But anyway,
Yeah,
but you're 100% right.
Yeah, I went through the same thing. Just having to kind of deal with being like in the city it was different. You see that it was common.
It's culture. It was
It
culture
was
over
more,
there.
yeah.
But moving to an area where that wasn't the, I guess
It wasn't until Lil Wayne.
it's a Lil Wayne, right? Yeah.
I think
started getting
I
out
want
all
to
the
give it to
time,
Chief
man.
Keef. I feel like a lot of people wanted locks when Chief Keef came out with the crazy hype video, shaking his head. I want dreads. I mean, I'm calling it locks, but
I
they
got you.
be like, I want dreads. I'm just like,
That might be it.
you a follower.
You know what it could be? It could be that the Lil Jon's, like it was multiple celebrities who started coming to the light and was making this a popular look.
Facts, Lil Jon
So
too
I
as
think,
well.
and so, but yeah, but what about you, DJ? How do you think it's affecting black culture,
Yeah,
or do you think it's
honestly,
since
I
it's-
had a smile when he said that because I was thinking the same thing. Like I think that it's changing, and there are probably some lingering effects to what it was initially, which was black people not kind of accepting who they were as far as what mainstream media and advertising and that limelight projected. But I think that that's changing. There's a lot more confidence in that, but it's it's deep rooted. It's been like that for since the I don't want to give dates without reference, but yeah, I think it's been like that for a while. So it's gonna take some doing to move past it completely, but I think we're moving in the right direction.
All right. What about you, Will?
I feel like this is like a loaded question. First of all, To even consider this question it just sounds weird, because is there a sense of self-hate regarding any culture? There always will be, because there are people who just they lack a level of culture, they lack a level of understanding, they lack self-confidence, they lack an understanding in who they are. And until people can find a sense of self and a sense of worth within themselves, I think that there's always going to be a problem. And I'm not going to just allow this to be something that is just restricted to black culture. It just makes me feel uncomfortable to just allow this flashlight to be shined at us. Do I see? I see that I do see though with social media that people are becoming more accepting to who they are more often than we've seen in a while, just because social media allows people from far and nigh to be better connected. Whereas you see people who are gamers being able to connect with gamers, whereas your next door neighbor or your family members might not have been into that, but now you get to play with this person across the world who's really into it, or different books that you might read that other people might not have been into it, different sports that you might have liked that people who lived in your neighborhood across the street or at the gym, they might not have wanted to play it. I think that this is making the world smaller. It's making language better understood. Like, it's just bringing everyone closer, and that's what I like to say about that topic.
Nice take.
Yeah, no, I was thinking the same thing when I saw it. I was thinking image. I don't know. It's tough. I think every culture has to go through it. I think there's overwhelmingly been a bad light flashed on black culture, and even still to this day, I'm definitely gonna say I don't know if I would call it a sense of hate, because I don't know if people are doing it from a sense of hate, but it seems like a sense of ignorance, that people are promoting the things that they promote, and then other people ignorantly are promoting them and hailing them as if they are black culture, right? And it's saying like, this is the thing that these people identify with, and it goes the same for all cultures, right? Somebody might highlight something within that some people in your group are doing, and then say this is their culture, and I think that's where those like these images of hate or come from. And so in terms of that, I wouldn't limit it just to us, but I would definitely say there is a negative image, and I don't know if it's getting better or worse right now. I don't know about that, but I think that it's something that we're always going to deal with. I don't think you can get rid of problems like that though. But
not overnight anyway.
I just don't think you can ever. Like, period. It's like ending
there.
racism. Like, that's like such a silly concept. I don't know who first started saying that. It's like ending poverty. What are you doing? It's not possible. But
it puts people in a mindset of trying to win a fight that just can't be won. It's never going to happen.
It's like trying to take the hill, and there's like, I don't know, like 50,000 men on the hill, and you're one man. That's what it's like. It's like, you're never going to take this hill. Just chill out. But I'm not saying don't struggle and fight to improve situations. Do that, but don't have a false reality behind why you're doing something, right? Help someone because it's the right thing to do. That's why I do it, at least. Can't tell anybody else out there what to do, but that's my personal opinion on it.
The best way we could attack this self-hate is just to work on yourself.
Bingo.
If everybody does that, then we won't have to worry about this.
Yes, sir.
Everybody be doing what they doing, and everyone who's coming up underneath you will get a great visual and a great understanding as to what needs to be done. Take care of yourself. Mental health is very important.
Yes, sir.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.